darlings, but that's for a reason. They're fun to watch. They're an interesting team, interesting tactically, interesting storylines off the field, and you think they're right on course to make the playoffs, but they've also got to move into a new building. It's going to be a different surface and possibly a whole different environment. So something to watch as well.
So you think one of those teams could make a Seattle Sounder-esque run like they did in the 2016 MLS Cup?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, so what the Sounders did is sort of like last year they took the MLS Cup recipe to its illogical extent, right? They were awful for the first half of the year, and they were amazing for the second half. I think as they themselves said afterwards, you're tempting fate when you take that approach to things. You have to have a lot go in your favor, but it's certainly possible. This system is specifically designed to allow teams to do that. It's about who gets hot at the right time, and I think we also can easily overlook who has a sense of what's required. You need to have a few guys that have been there. That may be Atlanta's only problem. As much challenge they have, do they have the guys with the know-how in that locker room to get everybody on the same page, provide that leadership, that unity that is so often so important in the postseason?
Well, we really appreciate it. Will you let the listeners know where they can follow you on Twitter and maybe read some of your content?
Yeah, thanks for the chance to hog my wares here. My Twitter account is at CBOEHM. That's where my new stuff usually goes. Check out MLSsoccer.com, 442 USA, USSoccerPlayers.com, SoccerWire.com, and anybody else that'll pay me.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate it and hope to talk to you down the road.
Likewise, guys. It's a pleasure chatting with you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, take care. Thanks again, Charles, for joining us. We'd like to wish him a big thank you.
Yeah,
he was on his way to Chicago.
He was in the cab.
Where Cristiano Ronaldo won't be there.
Oh, man. I want him to be there.
Actually, I'm surprised no El Clasico, no this. Kind of bummer.
I mean, he's kind of tired, though. I mean, come on now.
No, Major League Soccer needs to start forcing these clubs, like, fine, you want to come to this All-Star thing? Because not only is it MLS getting a promotion, is also these clubs.
I think these clubs are pretty well, like, world-renowned.
Yeah, but
Real
for them,
Madrid,
it's just even... But for these players, it's more about individual marketing.
I mean, I guess. I mean, you saw Neymar fall down the El Clasico, and they, like, zoomed in on his brand-new shoes. Like, the first minute, I'm pretty sure it was, like, a marketing scheme, but, like...
Oh, absolutely it was.
I mean... But that's besides the point.
Neymar, figure it out if he wants to leave or not. He needs to really figure it out if he wants to go to PSG. But that's besides the point. MLS All-Star Game 2017 is in Chicago.
Chicago, Chi-Town, Windy City.
Home of your Chicago Bears.
Soldier Field.
That's where they will be playing at.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, U.S. National teams played a couple of games there.
Yeah, I think
Gold
the
Cup
2013 Gold Cup final was there, if I'm remembering that right.
Yeah,
Did Breck Shea score the game-winning goal in that game?
Was it really Breck Shea?
I think it was Breck Shea.
I know Klinsmann won it.
Yeah,
I know the U.S. played a game there.
Yeah, it was a final.
Cup.
It was a final against Panama. I'm like 90% sure Breck Shea scored a game-winning goal. But that's the point. They're playing All-Star Game, Chicago.
Yeah,
I mean, we're looking at the rosters right now. Any names that kind of throw you off a little bit? Do you think Tim Howard should be its starter? Or
yeah, well, that. I mean, it's a weird roster to begin with because you have the names Kaká, David Villa, Sebastian Giovinco, Josie Altidore, Michael Bradley. Half of those players are there because they perform well, and half the other players are there because they have the names, and that's what you want.
Yeah,
if you're Major League Soccer,
I mean, yeah.
I don't know what's it stick out. What players stick out to you?
Well, first off, I think the lack of a Tim Melia. I think he's been fantastic for Sporting Kansas City.
Sporting Kansas City has done a phenomenal job on Twitter, mocking the absence of their goalkeeper.
But I think he deserved it. And Charles also mentioned it. David Accam.
Yeah,
David Accam was brilliant, and the fact that he's not in the All-Star game, I think.
Definitely
also,
weird.
It's really weird because he's been a fantastic player for them, and Instead, he isn't on there, and now it looks like he's upset. So, I mean, it's an interesting, mix of international superstars and MLS players, but
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I don't like this format.
Well, two different issues. I want to talk about the TV audience quickly because it's actually declined every year.
Because it sucks.
Because it's kind of boring. I mean, against Roma, they averaged only 320,000 viewership, but against Bayern Munich, they almost tripled that. And then against Tottenham in 2015, which was in Colorado at Dick's Sporting Good Park, only 500,000 watched that. And last year against Arsenal, which was in San Jose, another 500,000. So because it's Real Madrid, I expect a higher number. I expect the trend to
be
go
like
back
Bayern
up.
Munich's.
Yeah, something closer to that because it's weird that Bayern Munich has such a high number because they're not like Arsenal, Tottenham. Those are more popular than Bayern Munich in America because those are English clubs,
right?
Especially Arsenal. Arsenal is one of the most popular clubs in America. Period. Behind Barcelona or Real Madrid. So it's weird to have only those low numbers and the MLS All-Star Game trending down, but TV ratings across the boards in Major League Soccer, MLB, NFL, NHL, NBA have all declined this past season. That is a trend across every sports league, and that's because people are cutting the cord.
Right, but I also think it's because the All-Star Game sucks. That's just my 2 cents. I think the All-Star Game right now, the way it is, I just don't like it. It's not entertaining for me. I mean, sure, there's some entertaining things, like when Pep Guardiola got mad at Caleb Porter for aggressively attacking Schweinsteiger, which is actually a little full circle right here. But I just don't think it's entertaining. I don't think it doesn't have its purpose anymore. I think the MLS has outgrown the All-Star Game, at least with the international opponent.
Yeah, it's weird. Looking through the All-Star Game, and you had like the East versus the West.
That's what I like. I like hearing that.
Wait, but this is really interesting. You had MLS USA versus MLS World. So
that's kind of weird.
It's kind of odd. And then you go back to East and West, and then 03-04, it just made no sense. MLS All-Stars versus the US in 2002.
Yeah, I mean, that's the league in its early stages. I mean, you can't really...
03, it was against Guadalajara. Then in 04, it goes East and West. And then ever since then, it was
find a European opponent that's willing to play for preseason.
Yeah, and you had some big names come. You have Manchester United, Chelsea, Bayern Munich, Tottenham, Arsenal, now Real Madrid. You don't like this format whatsoever.
I don't like it at all. I mean, I think it just shows that MLS is just a little baby, in my opinion.
I think it's an important game for the league.
I think
it's a marketing ploy. That's it. They need this market. First of all, everybody complains, or for those people who love MLS and their playoff system because it's American, this is an American thing. So you need to love this as much as you should love the playoffs because the All-Star Game is truly American.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's one of the only places in the world to even have an All-Star Game. My thing is, I think it should be East-West format.
Why? Nobody's gonna watch that.
Well, I mean, this game right now is just a glorified friendly.
Well, what is East versus West?
East versus West, that used to be fun. Like the players mess around. Like look at the All-Star Game in the NBA. They don't. I mean, well, obviously they're the top players in the league, but
not even their top players. Everybody knows who LeBron James, whether you're in China, France, or in Texas.
But when a teams put in effort. And it just looks like a lackluster game. What's the point? Is it a showcase for MLS players?
Charles had commented saying that these are professionals. They're going to take it professionally.
Yeah, but I mean they're going to not take it at the maximum effort that they could. I mean, obviously not. It's a preseason game. I mean, if it was an East-West format, let's say,
they're not going to.
I feel like
no.
I feel like that. They'd be pissed. Like I think they'd be like, "Well, Western Conference, we want to beat y'all."
That's so dumb. The players are not going to care. They don't care for that.
I think they do.
Against Real Madrid, I think it's better when you have the entire league versus a club because it's truly an American. What I would personally do is scrap playing a guess and play an all-star. You tell other leagues to create an all-star team and bring it over here, and let's play.
Okay, you see, that'd be interesting. I don't like this whole...
The problem is MLS is on a different stupid schedule, so how are you going to balance that?
You see, I like that, but we can't... It's not going to happen, and MLS will not switch schedules. I mean, they've been pretty insistent on saying that. But just to play a glorified friendly...
The MLS scheduling with this All-Star break is going to have to change, because not only is this All-Star game a pain in everyone's rear, the way with all these international tournaments and, you know, only getting bigger with the World Cup, the European Championship, CONCACAF, and MLS growing with star players. I mean, you know, the next go around in 2018 and then 2022 and 2026, there's only going to be more players who play in the World Cup and who are going to miss, you know, 6 weeks because of the international call-up?
Oh, for sure. That's for sure an issue that's definitely going to need to be solved at some point, because look at the playoffs. The playoffs drag on for 2-3 months.
And then you have this weird FIFA window, and you have this weird break, and they're like, oh, here's the MLS Cup final or the conference finals. Let's watch them. And people are like, wait, what? There hasn't been soccer for 2 weeks. Where is the lead up?
Yeah, I mean, right now we got to deal with it as it is, but I still don't like the All-Star game. Whatever you say, I still won't like it.
So just scrap it all together?
No, I mean, potentially. I mean, I just don't like how it just, I don't know. The MLS comes together as one league. So, I mean, single entity. In an East-West format, I mean, I think it should be a lot more interesting. Give a lot more showcase to MLS.
You are going to find that very interesting. But to the kid on the side of the street, they're not going to find that interesting. They're going to want to watch Real Madrid because it's the Real Madrid jersey. It's not necessarily... Real Madrid could play their seed team, and people are still going to watch it because the crest is on the jersey.
But do you think it's good for the growth of the league?
Yes.
You think so?
Because it's a huge marketing ploy.
Well, I mean, if
they sell out a stadium. They sell out this weekend. Yes, Fox Sports is the broadcast.
Sports, yep.
They're going to broadcast the game. It's an experience. It's the moment. You got all these national writers that go. Charles is going. So why not?
I think MLS needs to move away from this trend and move towards celebrating what they have within their own league, if that makes any sense.
They are.
Well, barely. There's so many players that should be in the All-Star game that aren't.
Okay, that's a different issue, though.
But my thing is this. It's a glorified friendly. People don't... Look at the Roma game. People didn't care about that game. They got... You said how much? How much did you say they got?
The Roma game?
Yeah,
was a disaster. It was only 300,000 people.
You know how many people watched 300,000? FC Cincinnati and was it Chicago? FC Cincinnati, Chicago. 300,000 people watched that game in the midweek game.
Yes. Yeah, sure. Go. Cool. But 800 turned out for Bayern Munich. 800 plus.
I just don't like it. I think it's just it's
a glorified friendly, but what was El Clasico in Miami going to do?
That was a glorified friendly too.
Okay, so what? These clubs want to make money. It's all about the business. And if MLS wants to create more business, this is what you need to do. You have to find it. This All-Star game, I actually personally don't have a big gripe with it. I get it. It's an American invention. I find it interesting. It's an American thing. It's cool. You get these big names. I think it's a good way to market the league, especially if they beat the opposing team. I think it's even better.
You beat Real Madrid.
Yeah, sure.
MLS
You beat
All-Stars.
you beat it. But the problem is, it's like you just had the Gold Cup. Clubs.
So your problem is the scheduling.
Yes, the scheduling, because it just makes no sense.
You think it's kind of useless.
Yes, it's a useless game at a useless point in time.
I agree with that.
Because you had the beginning of summer, you had it's an off year.
Cup.
The Confederations Cup, it's an off year. But if the United States were in the Confederations Cup, you had players going to miss time for that. Then you have the CONCACAF Gold Cup. You're going to have players miss that. These MLS clubs start missing these players. It's kind of like, hello, like we have a league to take care of. They need to start figuring out something.
Yeah, it's really messy with all these people missing games and whatnot. If that makes any sense.
It's messy. It's messy. Watch the game. Just watch it.
I won't. I'll be at work.
Okay, lame excuse.
Yeah.
I might peek into it. I'm not saying I'm gonna watch it. I think it's just a good marketing ploy. This time it's Real Madrid. I'm curious to know what the TV overnight TV.
I bet you'll be
is.
over. I bet you'll be 1 million.
I think it's over 1 million.
I think
it's gonna draw
because people love Real Madrid.
Exactly. You saw in Miami. You saw the Miami Herald it was all El Clasico.
Yeah, Sports Center.
Yeah, Sports Center. God. Think about it. If they give the same media coverage to Major League Soccer, it'd be a lot different.
Oh, that'll never happen.
It will.
Well, it will. But
20,
give it
30 years.